Prophetic messages from the Lord for the 28th of January 2018. This is a compilation of prophetic messages from various of God's messengers, all consolidated into a format presented to you. Please take every word you hear before the Lord for confirmation. The Father says, "Do you feel that I stole from you unfairly? Have you felt a blessing was yours only to see your neighbor receive instead? Understand this today and every day from this moment. I will use you as a blessing for others far and near, stranger or friend. What I turn over for someone else's benefit will gain interest, and when I release that interest to come back to you, I will blow you over with my love for you. Do not let a bitter heart keep you from seeing that I have not ignored you or forgotten to give you unspeakable favor. What was yours has your fingerprint on it. You sowed a seed that you didn't even know was possible. You planted parts of yourself into another that will catch back up to you in due season. I have not denied you over someone else, nor are you less in my eyes to another. I want to do amazing exploits in and through you. If I came to you and asked you to give that away willingly, would you have? This is a maturity that I am growing in you this hour. Learn to forsake yourself, for greater is on the horizon, and it will be above and beyond all that you could think or ask for. Let me use you in the fertile soil all around. Even when you only see a desert, am I not the one who has flowers growing when impossible is the only definition? I will not always tell you what I am doing in your life. I love your life, and I have ordered your steps. I breathe into you every morning and every night. You are a vessel that has greatness. I can do more with your willingness to surrender in all things, big or small. But I will do some things without your knowledge because I desire you to have a return on your investment in all fullness. If I gave away what you thought was yours, will I not replace it with better? Keep your attitude high with expectation and praise. My child, I have only present after present for you to still open. What I hid for you to find will make that disappointment turn into the most dearest reward for you. Thank me even when you find it a challenge, for when you do, the enemy will lose his grip on your heart and mind. Walk into the new day with a new sense of revelation that what was not for you now is going to find you again, and next time my unwavering goodness will overtake the reaper. Many of my people are living in shame and fear of scandal because of their family tree. You are letting what others chose become your grave clothes. Do you view King Solomon in the same light? Was he not the child of favor, born out of a scandalous tree? I bless Solomon, for his heart was one that chased solely onto me. I exalted Solomon above all of the rest who were deemed more worthy and in their right. Solomon made his life an example upon the altar of the Lord. Solomon forsook the laws of man that sought to keep him from my presence. He honored me, and I overflowed his life with my goodness. Do you look at him and say he should not have had all of that blessing and favor? My people are living in a desert because they speak against the favor that I pour out upon those that are mine. I will bless whom I choose, and as much as their life can contain. Do not say I should not do so much for them. I will withhold my hand from your life when you condemn another walking in my overflow. You have not because you say only these people should have, and in the same breath you give man the credit for their success and overflow. What did the hands of man really do? Am I not the one who gifted and opened all doors? Do you wish less for them and more for you? For you reap what you have sown from your own heart and deeds. When you decide to be my vessel without prejudice, I will return to you an increase, for you cannot outgive me in your life. I do not have rules and limitations when I am pouring out over someone. I have already chosen them. I will not bless you when you judge others for what I have given them. Your own mouth has forsaken you and left you in a pit of sorrow. I am the source of all money, or have you given man credit for that as well? Do you see me behind your promotion or your own doing? For I opened doors and closed doors. Many screamed that others less worthy got what was theirs. Again, your mouth has canceled out your blessings. Surely you have gotten many days of favor that you were unworthy of. It is time for my people to walk in my light and forsake the destructive ways of the minds of men. Wear my heart and mind. Walk in the steps of righteousness, for I long to pour out unspeakable joy and immeasurable blessings over my beloved. The choice is yours. Speak into the void, speak into what is not, and call it into being. I give you power and authority over the land and sea. You are made in my image and carry the same power that raised Christ from the dead. Speak and you will be heard. Speak and watch change happen before your eyes. Do you believe? My apostles struggled to believe at times as well, but they kept stepping out in faith regardless. This is your portion. Step out in faith, for I will show up. Do not concern your day with who considers you a fool. Mockers will circle, but their mouths will become silent in due time. You were not placed in this moment of time to be ordinary. Many desire to only get by day after day until they pass on. I have never thought of you as ordinary. I place within you a different seed that, when watered by my spirit, will become extraordinary. You can move forward or stay where you are. I desire you to go forth. When you think time is limited, you will only live in a limited world. I created time, and when I say you have not reached your call and destiny in fullness, then change your mind about how you see it, how you see time. I am not pacing while hearing the daily news. I know the beginning from the end. I am not finished with my plans, and you are important to those plans whether you realize it or not. You carry my light and influence wherever you travel. Did you cover that up for a moment? Now is your time to shine for my glory and honor. Now is your moment to walk in the greatness that I have poured out over your life. Fill your heart and mind with the optimism that I am your Lord and Savior. I did not abandon you in the yesterdays, and I will surely not leave or forsake you into your tomorrows. Your future is bright and packed full of promise after promise. Grab my hand and let me show you just how much life you have left to live for my glory and honor. The battle is mine. My people, I have created a life to be enjoyed and loved. Know how to have balance in your life. You will burn yourself out and sacrifice your relationships if you do not. I have made you with the need to rest. Utilize this blessing. Put down what I am telling you to place down. Even the angels rest, not out of physical need, but because rest is what all of my creation enjoys without guilt. You do not have to take yourself so seriously. Laugh, dance, and run through my fields of gold. You say, I have nothing to celebrate. Ask me then. Go ahead, ask me what you have to be excited about beyond imagining. Will I not place in your spirit joy that surpasses your circumstances? What you think is going wrong in life is really just you being set up for my glory and greatness to break over your life. Get your mind off of what looks unpleasant and look at all that I am going to do on your behalf because of what you are enduring, for joy certainly comes in the morning. Focus on the Waymaker. For when you place your trust and faith in me, you will be able to rest and enjoy life with the full abundance that was paid for on the cross. I know what you are going through. I understand the whys that you cannot see. Do not give up before your day of breakthrough. You are closer than you realize. Many give up for a season and place themselves in delay. Stand up and grab a hold of the truth. You are not a cosmic accident, hurling around a bright object in the sky. No, you are my precious sons and daughters who I have given everything for. I will not stop before all that I have written at the foundations come to completion. Stop and see for yourself who you really are in me. You have always been with me, and you always will be. There has never been a moment where you were not first on my mind. Will you trust that I can get you through every day and give you a reason to shout and sing? Will you let me take care of that burden you so willingly hold so tight? I have higher reasons for the path that you are on. Do you believe that I am for you? Truly? What I grow deep on the inside of you is a rare diamond with such brilliance and clarity that it will shine brighter than all of the stars in the heavens. Everything is going to be alright. I will crush what is crushing you. Look up, for your Savior is in your midst. You are dreaming of better days, but I say speak what you desire and watch it manifest before you. You have my power and authority. I will teach you how to take the territory for my name's sake. What you believe about yourself is what you will ultimately walk out. Examine if your thoughts help or harm your daily moments. I will transform you as a butterfly. Watch and see that I come through when you are unable to do for yourself. What pushes you back will now push you forward. You are going to become undone, but this is a necessary goodness. Allow your transformation to change your very mind and perception. Who you were has come into my upgrade. I am taking you to places that will shift your very mind about who you are in me. I will show you why I created you, why I love you so, and what I will do in and for you. Never look too far, for I am right here working out all of the details, even when you fail to see my hand. Know that I am indeed busy in all of your needs. I will not leave you without purpose. Decide to struggle no more this day. The breaking has already begun. Tomorrow is not just a day, but the day. In the silence and hidden will your answers come. What you moved against will release you into a road less traveled, but one of glory. Do not be alarmed when others do not understand what I am doing in your life. It is not meant for their understanding. Trust the process. The wait will be worth it. The trials will be worth it. I will make a believer out of you just yet. Even the blessings you carelessly gave away will find you once more. You will come to see yourself finally worthy of my best. When you were younger, you saw yourself through a distorted lens and perception. I see you how you truly are, perfect as the day that I created you. I will not allow you to change that status nor continue to walk in a less than mentality. I am gently nudging you to wake up this hour. The largest trees in the forest all started out as tiny, unnoticeable seeds. I placed that seed in the exact spot that it needed to grow into a giant. So too have I done this with you. You must decide that you can indeed become extraordinary through my spirit. Even as the sun changes its position in the sky each day, you also are shifting ever so slightly. Notice the subtle nature of how I move in your life. Small beginnings and small steps become large movements in the kingdom. There is nothing that we cannot accomplish together. My wings of protection hover over you in this hour. What you felt would come to destroy will disappear before it finds you. I have worked out all of the details. Walk with confidence that what you need will arrive. Not everything will come early, but it will arrive on time. Stumbling blocks will be removed. Snares will spring upon the enemy instead. Be wise among your days. Be diligent in your actions. Be sensitive to my still small voice. What you have been waiting for is surely on the horizon. Your time in waiting will be nothing but a forgotten memory soon enough. Cherish the seasons, for there are valuable lessons required for what is to come next. I am so proud of you. Delight yourself in your Lord. The celebration is already underway. Seize the day. Take the risk and go for it. Many are sitting on opportunities that will pass by if you do not make the decision. If I am your Lord, I will correct your steps when you walk outside of the lines. Do not worry. You have mulled the situation over long enough. Just start moving your feet and everything will fall into place. I am your rear guard. Do what you can and leave the rest for me. I will close doors and open new doors. Do not stay stagnant in the hope that waiting will yield a clearer result. Sometimes I will only give you a glimpse of the steps before you. Are you looking at your hands wondering how you will make it all come into reality? Then you are only focusing on what you can do through your own ability and striving. I have a much easier way. What do you feel you are lacking? Will I not give it to you supernaturally? Gifts and talents come from my hand alone. Believe that I will, for I will never leave you without in what I place in your spirit to do and be. Yes, I give you that desire in the first place. Will I not honor what you seek to do? I will not leave you stranded on the side of the road. Many forsake the value in knowledge. I desire that you understand principles in the natural and spiritual realms. Wisdom comes out of the flow from knowledge and revelation. You must know the correct proportions. Understand that I will use what you have learned to give you further revelation that only I can do. I will give you the strategies to be successful. I will set you up for more ways to use what you are learning. Find the power and the experience of filling the gaps between what you know and what I will show you. I desire my people to walk in this power each of their days. Come closer. I have new waters to pour out over your life. I will take you out of the hands that were too strong for you and set you on top of my rock, a firm foundation. Let it be water under the bridge. You are walking higher, not lower. Say to yourself, I am no longer defined by what has happened. My destiny is still before me, and my future is bright, full of hope and great joy. Follow these words, and all that has been will wash over you, never to be remembered again. Believe in your heart and mind, for tomorrow is your breakthrough if you so choose it to be. The powerful reins have been placed in your commands. Command the horses to ride fast and strong. We are regaining lost ground. You must place down your torch of vindication and move forward. Your arm has grown weary from holding onto it. I have seen all that has happened, and I will answer that issue with my complete resolve. Don't dismiss what I am saying. You are no longer to stay in this place. You are holding your own self back. Come up and get out of that gutter that you have held up as your home. I want to show you all that I am doing on your behalf in this hour. I will not keep secrets from those that have been seeking answers. Things seen and unseen are coming together like a giant puzzle. The full picture is gaining clarity. In the next few weeks, you will understand situations you have been going through on a whole new level, with revelation into the realms influencing your life. It is not my desire that you walk in darkness or wear a blindfold. I am removing all that is keeping you from knowing the forces and players working for and against you. You are learning to walk in spiritual maturity, and it is time to flex the muscles you've been developing. New strategies are coming in this hour, days, and weeks. I will give you angles of approach for each and every issue, but these will not be comfortable for you to walk in at first. I want you to adopt what I am saying with the fullness in your heart and mind without hesitation. You will not need to sit and study, just accept and utilize these plans. What was meant to permanently disable your walk will just be a mere pebble in your shoe. You will not be wounded, and you will rise up to victory. If you are still trying to do all by yourself, then you have not come to the end of yourself yet. I will wait. It is when you decide to decrease so that I may increase in all aspects that my fullness can be realized in your life. The rivers flowing down from heaven into your spirit is what will get you to a complete identity in me. There is no other way to achieve my glory pouring out entirely. Many see themselves as giving up independence and autonomy. You are called to be co-creators in my purposes over the earth. To rule and reign requires you to surrender your own fleshy desires and will. When you do, you will not find despair and disappointment. No, actually, quite the opposite. When your heart beats with mine, you will find a life so more beautiful that no words can describe, where you will walk out every moment. I desire to reveal myself to you. I desire for an intimate relationship that will transcend space and time. People will wonder what your secret is. They will seek you out to discover how you manage storms with no ill effects. Adam and Eve were walking in bliss beyond imagining. until they wanted more outside of my very best. The enemy will always seek to confuse you with his lies. When you believe you can have better apart from me is when you discover a barren road filled with death. It does not matter which form of fruit he uses, your soul and flesh will desire it greatly. You must decide who you will follow. Rebellion to my authority will set you in situations out of my hands and fully under the authority of the enemy who you are aligning with. Many will say that they are not serving the enemy, but there are only two options. Understand that when you decide to be mine in all things, your heart and mind begin to shift to my will as well. You will start to reject the worldly desires that used to grab you so tightly. You will choose a different life and see my goodness as the only desire of your heart. There is only one truth, and all others are deceptions that will rob your soul. You must decide daily which path you would walk on. My favor is yours to take or reject. When you are tired of the old, just ask for something new. I have not created your days to be of boredom or burden upon your shoulders. When you look around, do you see a life that brings you an abundance of joy? Let me help you find this kind of life, for I have not designed you to live in anything less. This joy is not dependent upon circumstances. It is solely reliant upon the maker of your days. Even in the dark, I will show you all that is working around you for your blessing and favor. There is no lack in your life in reality. It is only what you choose to behold in your heart and mind. In all things, there is a celebration and a feast before my table. If you choose to eat of man's ways, you will pass by all that has been made way for you in this hour. I know what I am doing in every aspect of your life. There is nothing out of my control. I know where you are supposed to be going. The map is put before me. Even when the enemy overplays his hand, I will give you back more than you lost. You will reap a beautiful season of great rewards as long as you do not give up. Do not live with the anticipation of how the past has gone. I am writing your present, not your past. What you have hope and belief for is what your now will look like. Many say they have full of faith in me, but at the end of the day, they are still reciting the native thoughts of a time long gone. You cannot move forward when your mind is living in the waste of the past. It is time to get serious about what you are here to do. Be careful, for failure to get up and do what I have instructed is rebellion. What I have for you in this hour is for this hour. Stop waiting for someone else to pick up what you won't. I will not always tell you the why of what you are doing. Obedience is your key to open up the supernatural over your life and for those you will impact. Staying ahead of this plan is not a requirement. I promise to use you for great and mighty exploits. Now is the time to take ownership of the destiny shining within you. When you don't know what to pray, ask me. Let my spirit move upon you with the power and authority to be released through you. I have not asked you to pray without being present before me. Many call upon my throne with lifeless expectations and full of doubt. Do you see yourself less than another? I am no respecter of persons. What I would do for one, I would do for another. It is your desire for intimacy and our relationship that will move the mountains you face. How can you find heaven's perspective when you come holding your own demands? My thoughts are not your thoughts, and my ways are not your ways. Do you believe I have a better vision for your life than you could possibly draw up for yourself? The enemy is merely a pawn that I use to benefit you, which develops you into the likeness of my Son. Think of trials as opportunities to go higher. I will deliver you. I will restore you. I will bless you with increase. You have come far, and I am not finished with you yet. Take up the reins again. Decide that quitting is not an option. When you finally make up your mind, the breakthrough will chase you down. You are never out of my reach or my glory. I am taking you into a new realm. Find that what was is leaving in the rear view. Change your view to be where you are going. Set your sights high, for my goodness will surround you. Take only what you will need. Extra weight will only slow you down. Decide your latter days will be glorious over your life. Unbelief is your only enemy in truth this hour. Do you believe that following Christ means you will have a bland and denied life? Religion will teach you that for sure. Did I say you were not to have favor and blessing at every bend in the road? I didn't think so. Why would I spend time making paradise for you if I was just going to let you live a life of trash? Is the human race something I am trying to throw out or save? When you think I am enjoying the calamity that befalls you, then you will continue to walk in that lifestyle. What you believe is what you attract to. Your world lens is shaped by how you see my actions in your life. Take a hammer to that lens, lest you be dragged away by the enemy. I am only for you and never against you. I have only plans to prosper your life, not to see harm come your way. If I wanted nothing to do with mankind, I would have not sent my son to take your punishment and wrath for all of the sins. He died for one and all, not just a handful of those who sin less than others. Stop thinking there is a difference. I love you completely. I want you with me on your good days and the days you fall short on. You cannot lose my love and affection towards you. I have seen every action you will ever take, and I stay right there. I am not beating you up for your sins or mistakes. It is already washed whiter than snow. Come to me for restoration and reconciliation. I will clean you up and give you a new hope that will not be tainted by the trials that will come. I plan to grow your heart larger and larger so that my love can pour out of you to a lost and dying world. You are the one they have been waiting for. You carry my light and goodness more than you realize. It is time to make a decision to step out of the pit that the enemy keeps placing you in and never return. It is your mind that he attacks. You have my truth in you to combat the lies from those illegitimate voices. He can stir the hornet's nest against you, but you have a choice in who you deal with. Do not fall into old patterns that served you nothing good. Come to me, and I will show you a better way to defeat his schemes. You are safe in my arms. See through my lens, and you will overcome everything before you. I have crowned you victorious before the foundations. You would be nothing less than what I have spoken. Your love is stronger than you know. Even on your worst days, you have the ability to love through my heart and will, and not of your own efforts. I will give you what you are lacking. Just ask me. Wrangle up all of those difficulties to love people around you, and let me show you more into my glory before you. I am the one who enables you to walk in peace and forgiveness. Your flesh will never answer this higher call, for it will always seek to protect and cover itself. Do not see yourself as limited in how much you can love. Love is a beautiful sacrifice in the face of an unloving response. Let your heart sing unto me in your thoughts and actions. I will reward your choices to come up higher in how you interact with one another. You will reap the full benefit regardless of how the recipient responds to your gesture. What does not come easy initially will flow with my living waters as I break that dam before your feet. Through your willingness to love, I will shift the atmosphere around to your favor. Those that had strife with you will drop their weapons, for even the lion can lay down with the lamb. I will restore the dry and desolate lands. I will repay kindness with kindness. Never stop planting this good and hearty seed. I will multiply all that you do for my honor. You cannot outgive me, so be free to unleash the boundaries you felt were there, but no longer exist in truth. I will answer those that are tearing apart their families. Those that think they are right in their own mind with justification will find that I come to their doorstep. Making false accusations against your family, friends, and community leaders will not stand in my courtrooms. I will answer the cries of the oppressed. For even in the garden, the serpent twisted my word to incite man to sin and death. Those who are in line with the enemy in this hour will find that I strip them of their pride and arrogance. Through their disgrace, they will release those who they have held hostage with their false words. Evil cannot hide from my hand of retribution. Let your hands and heart remain clean through your love of those near and far. I will bless you and keep you through your obedience for my name's sake. I love you so dearly. If you love me, you will keep my commandments. There is no end to the sweetness in what I will give, and no end to what is given. Do not dwell in the grief of what was taken from you. Live in what has been given. You will know the joy of the gift as you embrace the giver. You do not yet know how to see. You are looking around at others, but as you do, you are not looking at me. I am clarifying the hearts of my beloved that they would stand before me. Hearts aligned with my purpose, eyes on me, and face forward, faith in me to receive what I promise. In submission, there is total trust. Where you are actively being aligned with my heart, and therein is no bitterness. For I add no grief with my gifts. I am not slack concerning my promise, and I haven't forgotten what I promised you. You will have what I promised, and though it seems impossible and far away, it is very near to you. The sum of all your desires to have what was promised is a small thing compared to my desire to give what I promised you. You do not yet see the gifts that is within my heart to give you. I will make you to hear my voice more clearly, and you will have confidence in knowing what I am saying. Recently, you have noticed that it is harder to hear, but that is because I gather your trust, and as you lean in, I will remove your fear. I intend to show you who you truly are. You will feel movement in the spirit like shifting and gliding on the prow of a great ship under sail. You will see the mountains move, and all the elements of the situation you obey me in will flow together to obey my word and my will. You have learned to listen intently, not to strive, but to wait and be still. Now, with one more step of faith, you will be more than an ambassador as you flow in my power and the knowledge of my will. You will go about establishing what I am saying on the earth, and where you go, you will reflect my glory to bring glory to me. I will speak with you in your quiet moments, and you will see that I have given you your quiet moments to speak with me. I have trimmed the verge and taken down all that would entangle your feet as you move forward. They cannot come with you, and you cannot stay with them. You will not be lonely, as you might think, nor will you be without anything that you might need. I will provide everything, and in my presence, you will be fulfilled. You will see the abundance that I long to give. You are about to experience a paradigm shift, a refocus of the lens, a lengthening of perspective on your existence. You are now going to soar with me, not be one of the pigeons in the sea. I am the waymaker, and I have made a way. I have removed from your path what would have stumbled you, that you not be taken or enticed away from me. I have made a way in your hearts and removed the debris, and though it was unpleasant for a moment, you are now free to follow me. All the deadfall in your soul, all the people in your way, all the things that made you tarry in a dark and dangerous place have been swept away. This was your time to have your eyes open. but there is much more to see than what has been seen. I will show you that what is ahead will be quite pleasant, for your past is not your present, and your future is in me. There is joy to be had, and gladness of heart to be enjoyed. Like pouring honey, I will fill your glass with it, and you will savor the sweetness while being in my presence. You will stop dealing with people and things, and you will start dealing only with me. As you do, things will begin to change. As you consider only me, you will have the life and power that is in me come to bear. You will flow and be moved only by me. As you receive and see only my will, that is all that you will have, and that is what you will be in. It is like a river flowing through a place and time. As it flows, you will flow with it. The time has come to open the floodgates of heaven's provision, and what was withheld will now be released in abundance. You will see my generosity in spirit as I reveal the scope and depth of your true inheritance of my children. Favor will flow over you, and blessing will come and overtake you. Much of the things that have prepared you for this has given you the idea that the rest of your life would be unpleasant, difficult, and filled with disappointment. But your scenery is about to change, along with your perspective of your life in me. All that you have had to endure was necessary to make you mature and able to receive. I will heal you spiritually, that your hearts will be whole and true, and from a right heart, your thinking and speaking will be true. This is how the truth will be seen in you. The faith and trust I ask of you is a core strength given to you. You are not measured by what you have done. You are measured by what you were given. You are not measured by what you are without me. You are measured by what you are in me. To measure something is to see all that it is, to know all that is in it. To take a measure of someone is to know their heart, to know how they will be counted, that they can be depended on. I do not measure you by where you have been. I measure you by where you are going, and I know this by where you are sent. You are attacked from every side, and fear tries to hem you in, but I have your borders, and the enemy's intentions will not win the day. No evil will overtake you, and there is no timeline of events that limits how I can save you. Just like ignoring the weather outside, pay it no mind and know you are safe in my care. Just like the laws in the distant land, an enemy attack does not rule you or affect where you are standing. All of the times you had fear in your heart or doubt in your mind and thought that I would fail in your life have come to an end. You are now closer to me than you have ever been, and in my presence there is knowing you are not alone, that you belong to me, that you are loved and important, and no matter the journey before you, I will go ahead, that I will never lead you to a place that I am not already in. Know as well that you will live in great peace, for I am your journey's end. But most important of all is that you know that knowing me is the point of all things. For that is where your salvation is. There are great things ahead. You will rise in overcoming strength, but the miracle is my life rising up in you that you believe before you can see. Soon I will be all that you see, and in that day, nothing will stop you as you come to me. You are one of my loyal, faithful servants. I know you are suffering. It must be. You stand with many called to do my work on earth. How can one be meek and humble unless the trial is fierce? I have sent my warriors to surround you, to battle with the serpent that seeks you. He is trying to break your spirit. He knows how many are blessed and healed using the power I gave you. You must put on your armor and fight this fight. This is the end of the great battle for souls. I will give you strength to continue and finish. I will pour out my favor on you because you have come this far. I know your thoughts, heard what you were thinking in your desperation. My hedge is around you. I am with you always. I will speak to you in the night. Call on me. I will show you things no man has ever seen. As the kingdom of heaven draws closer, all creation must respond to my approach, as I am bringing all my creation back into harmony with its creator. The response by the earth is and will be increasingly violent and destructive, as with anything that is in chaos, in order to strip something of something dark, flawed, or in the case of mankind after the fall and cursed. There must be a purification in order that all that is not in harmony is subdued, refined, purified, and remade or reborn. Just like when a storm system approaches, the winds pick up, the atmospheric pressure changes, and the elements of nature begin to react to the incoming storm or change. This is what you are experiencing now. Birth pains, an ever-increasing series of pains and pressures coming closer and closer together as I approach. Because light and dark cannot dwell together, there must be a shift so a place can be made for light to replace the dark, good to replace evil. My bride will now see, hear, and feel and experience more and more of my presence, and that will become increasingly visible to those you come in contact with. Your peace will increase, and your lights will become even brighter. You must not pray against the process of purification in the form of judgments, as it must be so. This is my design. You are to pray and intercede for as many souls as possible to be convicted now before these things occur. I say to you again, many are going to die and be lost, but they were lost already. Many more will be saved, however, so do not despair. If I did not allow this purification through trial, hardship, and suffering here, there would not be a need for me for those who have not yet come to their saving relationship with me. So you see, my design is perfect. Trust me in this. The evil also has a response, and it is violence as well, and comes with much force as I approach. This is why you see the darkness escalating so quickly, because there is an appointed time for my return to this earth. The kingdom of darkness is in a fury to stop as many souls as possible from reaching me, as he knows his time is so short. Keep alert and sober, focused and fine-tuned to my presence. Do your best to keep free from anything that distracts you or pulls you away into your soul nature, feelings, thoughts, and intellect, emotions, and opinions, but rather stay connected to my heart and allow my spirit to be your guide and counselor. Remember, you are the ones tethering heaven to earth. This is why you came. Lucifer is going to tempt you. He may already be in your life. He will approach you with compliments and try to befriend you. He is beautiful, charming, and cunning. He will go as far as telling you he loves you. Next, he would tell you that he is God. Now you would be confused when he go away for a while. Don't underestimate him. His army is with him, waiting for their orders. They are gathering souls. You will be tested and tempted. You are a great prize if you are seduced by the evil one who lives in darkness. Finally, he will ask you, what does your heart desire? He will give you anything, fame, riches, popularity to test you. If you pass the test and save your own soul, rebuke him. And I will tell you this because I was tempted in the wilderness as you will be. Go now and meditate on these words. My children, I am doing a work in your hearts now to prepare you for the soon coming destruction. I am doing a special work in the hearts of those I am calling home soon. In this time, I will require you to face the darkness in your own souls and submit it to me. You must work through unforgiveness, bitterness, and sorrow you have carried for many years. You must release those who have wronged you and allow me to renew a right spirit within you. Unrighteous anger will not serve my purposes, and it dishonors my name. Begin releasing these areas to me now. Cry out to me, and I will do a quick work in you that we may move forward, for I am willing. My people, a time of great mourning is coming for you soon, for great destruction looms in the distance just ahead. Man has devised war in his heart, and it shall be a great war indeed, as men fight for control of countries. This war shall start suddenly and without warning, and it shall come from a small country, but its impact shall be very great. It shall diminish food, supplies, and bring much suffering. Death will spread quickly, and lives be forever changed as a terrible consequence of events played out as a result. There is nothing you can do or pray to stop this war, for it is the beginning of the end, and all scripture must be fulfilled. Pray that your faith be strong and strengthen it while there is yet time. Pray for those you love for mercy, for you shall see many people die in this time, and many you love may be among them. Pray for those you do not know, for salvation and for mercy, for you shall lay up for yourselves a great harvest in doing so. Do not fear for what you shall eat or what you shall drink, for I am able to provide for you even where nothing remains, if your faith is strong. Be sure your faith is strong. Ask of me for great faith, and I shall give it you, that you may survive what is coming, if that is your desire. My children, prepare your hearts for mourning, for this would be a time of much grief. This would be a time of losing many dear to you. This would be a time of great change, such as nothing the world has ever endured before. I am with you always, even to the end of the age. My child, a time approaches when nation shall indeed rise against nation. Peoples of every tribe will turn on each other and fight to the death. This is not my will or by my design, but the enemy's. It is the enemy pouring out his hatred out into the world through hatred of other races, and you see it even now increasing as never before. Soon it will erupt, and its consequences will be irreversible. Thousands upon thousands of lives will be forever changed as lives are taken in hatred. Many lives will be lost, and families destroyed in this war if it is not stopped. Pray, my children. Pray against this terrible war that will pit my people against each other and fill the earth with hate, for it will bring much grief to you, and it is not my will. The enemy has drawn many into this hatred already. Now he desires to fill their hearts with violence and murder. My children, pray now. Pray very diligently that you will be counted worthy to escape those things which are soon to come. Pray that your loved ones will be counted worthy to escape those things which are soon to come. They begin very soon, and when they begin, they shall begin very suddenly. It shall all be over for many thousands of peoples in an instant when it begins. There would then be no more chance for them to repent and be saved. Those of you who know now, who know ahead of time, you are responsible to pray for these lost souls. I desire you would lift up prayers to me each day for these, that I may save them. I desire you would lift up prayers each day that I may save those you love who are lost. My children, do not delay, for time is much shorter than you believe. Do not delay to lift up these prayers to me, for your time on the earth may be cut short, as I am taking many merciful ones home soon, that they may escape what is to come. Do not assume you have years and years to plan these things. Do not put off what I speak to you to do today. This night will your soul be required of. Speak now, Son of Man. Speak in the Spirit, for the truth shall not tarry any longer. What do you see? Even now, those of the spirits can feel the birth pains of my judgment. This shall be the time of Jacob's trouble. O Babylon, you have turned away from me. I have blessed you abundantly, and you have prospered. Your wickedness knows no bound. I hear the cries of the oppressed, and justice shall be done. I will fortify your enemies this day, and shall not incline my ear, for judgment is mine alone. For those of you who desire to be saved, please see the 8-pillar study in this channel, which will give you the basics of salvation.